passage. Remember, it's called either a passage or the text.
Selection.
Or the selection. Okay? We read a chunk of the text and then we stopped. We used our brain to think about what we read and then we reacted, which means we made connections. We thought about what we learned, maybe underlined important information, or thought about questions that we had, right? So all of you have that selection, the color wheel. And just a reminder, everyone was here for this, I believe. We all took notes, right all over our paper, right? We used the margins to take notes. Yes, sir? Not in the middle of a lesson. This will be a few minutes, okay? So we took our notes. Now the strategy I'd like to teach you today is a strategy to help us succeed in answering questions about what we read. And that is called, remember, it's our secret. It's the secret code to comprehension.
Yes.
What does comprehension mean again? Teachers use that word all the time. What does comprehension mean? Suzanne? You know it or you understand it. So comprehension, when you read something, means understanding what you read. There are 3 types of questions. Right there questions, in my head questions, and brain buster questions. I discussed with you yesterday some key words to help you identify the type of question. So let's just take a peek. Everyone should follow along. We're not even going to answer the questions right now. We're just going to identify the type of question. Turn around,
So
please.
everybody is looking at the question page?
Everyone should start looking at the page that says 3 on the bottom, and it begins with question number 1.
The chair needs to be on the ground. Well, how is it rocking?
Okay? I don't know. I'm going to be moving a lot, so you need to make sure that you're slanting. Make sure you track the speaker right now. Question 1 says, what is the story mostly about? I noticed that that word mostly is in bold capital letters.
Just move your hand up. Yeah.
Okay? What is the story mostly about? Now I'm going back to my chart. Is there anything that tells me what this story is mostly about? In the passage it says, according to the article in the story. Doesn't sound like a right there question, does it? In my head, I have to take what I know and clues from the text. Most likely means, or the main idea is. Could it be that? Maybe. Let's just review. Brain buster is in the story or text it most likely means. So what type of question do you think this is? RT, IMH, or BB? RT, IMH, or BB?
Let's vote.
Okay, if you think it's RT, put your hand up. You think I can go right into the story to find exactly where it says it's mostly about?
No.
Okay. What if you think it's in my head? I need to use clues from what I know and clues from the text. Ooh, I agree. All of you are thinking that this is an IMH question. So next to it, I'm going to write IMH. I know when I answer that question, I have to think in my head and use clues from the text. Underline the word mostly. Make sure you know that that's an important key word.
Next to the question.
Everyone with me? Great. I see a lot of people tracking the speaker right now. This says, read the sentence from the story. The brothers were quite excited and ready to make changes, but mostly they were eager to start painting. What does the word eager mean in the sentence? What type of question do you think that is? Can I go right there to the story and find out what that word means? Does it give me the definition? No. Can I use clues from the text and think about in my brain? Is it say in the story or text? No. So again, I have to use the context. I have to use the clues from here, which came right from the story, to answer what this word means. What type of question is this? Everybody say it.
IMH.
IMH.
I'm thinking that it's
Where's yours? You have it. Look in your reading folder, please. You were supposed to take your reading folder out. Number 3.
Let's look at the third question now.
Why does Jaden suggest he and Noah look at the color wheel? Is this the type of question I can go back to the story to find the answer for?
Yeah.
Yes, right? I can go back and find where Jaden told Noah to look at the color wheel. So what do we think this is probably an example of? What type of question? Tell me. Go ahead. RT. It's probably a right there question.
So I know when I look back in that story, it's going to tell me exactly. I can even highlight that answer in the story because it's right there.
Yep. And in the next lesson, when we actually answer the questions, I will show you exactly how to do what Mrs. Zapone's speaking of. Is everyone ready to look at question number 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's right there in the text. We're turning the page.
Turn the page to question number 4. Honey, we're not answering these. You shouldn't have any of these answered yet.
How about the color?
Number 3 was right
We're just
there.
figuring out the type of question
We're
they are.
using the strategy over there to think about the type of question. Number 4. Where does Jaden find the color wheel? Can I find the answer to this right back in the story?
Yeah.
Yes. If I can go back to the story and find the answer, what type of question is it? Say it.
RT.
You are picking up on this very easily. RT, right there.
That's people.
RT questions are the easiest because there's no reason to get them wrong if you can go back to the story and reread and find the answer. BB is probably one of the trickiest.
It is the trickiest.
So in number 5, it says, what will most likely happen next?
BB.
Those keywords, most likely. Let's refer to our chart. Most likely shows up with IMH and shows up in Brainbuster. Okay, what type of question do you think that this is? Brainbuster, we probably really need to think about what the text says and what we know about life and our reading.